Ugh. All right. After some slight technical difficulties, finally have things up and running again. Good evening. Welcome back. It has been probably 5 months, maybe, since we streamed. I think it was like February 7th was the last one. Took a little hiatus. Had some baby time and had some time to try desperately to put some stuff together for this website, which is sort of up and running. It is not the Lazy Shell website anymore. 4.2, yeah. Good math. Good to see you again, STP. I checked it out. Yeah, so it's basically centered more around music, kind of songwriting, coaching, that kind of thing. I've complained a lot as a teacher of music, where you're teaching in a studio and the kids don't want to be there, and the parents just kind of shove them in there, and then you're just like, what are you getting out of it? You get those kids where you can get through to them and it's amazing, but then a lot of it is people that don't want to be there, and that sucks. So I figured with the idea of a website, we can try and attract the right kind of customer who actually wants to learn the stuff that I want to teach, which is more increasingly advanced theory and applied music. So couldn't get things started today, but that's okay. Just turn this down on the mixer a little bit. I'm running a little hot on the mic. But yeah, let me know if the levels for everything are good, because it's been a little while, and the cat likes to sleep on my expensive gear. So the knobs are always fucked with a little bit. Just gonna turn these. I'm good with half of the music theory. Well, I'd be happy to help you out with the other half. But yeah, hopefully we can get things a little more set up tomorrow. Like, not the music part, the lyrics. Oh, okay. Well, lyric theory. I guess that's poetry, right? So let's get down to the meat and potatoes.
Salted pork.
All right, here we go. After many months, we return to Hyrule. Oh, just gonna turn that down a little bit. Hot damn. That song gets me every time. I'm just gonna turn it down a little bit more, because I think it's a bit hotter than the mic. Boom. All right. Let's slay some Ganons. I am shit with melodies and thinking of stuff and things. Well, that's kind of my idea. Basically, there's a lot of people out there that want to kind of understand that, but the fear of not knowing kind of gets in the way. Like, oh, like, I could never understand music theory, or, oh, like, I should have been learning it as a kid, starting with, like, piano lessons when I was, like, 7 at gunpoint or whatever. And that's just not true. You can start learning it at any time. In fact, it might be a little easier to try and learn about music theory once you're a little older and you want to learn about it. So yeah, I figured there's lots of people out there in that exact situation. When there's a song, I can kind of change the lyrics to be more melodious. Oh yeah, I forgot. Dark World is awful. So it's been a long time since I played this, and now I'm dead. I probably pay attention to what I'm doing. I'm gonna move this. back here. I'm gonna make a slight adjustment. Where are you going? Why are you... I got Twitch chat popped out and it's not behaving very well. Doesn't want to move when I ask it. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas, as my grandpa used to say. All right. Now I'm not looking at two different screens. That's a little easier to deal with. So, last time on Stink in Spooky World, we got the first crystal, and that's about it. I remember getting one of the medallions. Yep, there it is. Quick. All right, let's just wander around. Like I said, it has been a bit too long since I've played this, so you'll have to bear with me. The one stream missed completely. Oh yeah, that is true. There was one at the end there that... But I do have them all uploaded on the Lazy Shell channel. And yeah, there was some business with the error streams for the Zelda 2 randomizer. That was kind of pissing me off a bit. I did fix, or hopefully fix, all of the bitrate issues and everything like that. I think these streams have been working a lot better. I was going over everything, but like I was having a lot of problems trying to encode the video through Adobe Premiere, so I just kind of said fuck it. And now there's a new YouTube studio. It makes it a lot easier to kind of trim parts out, so you can just upload it and then it'll be like, oh, there's this or whatever, so you can just cut it out, and it makes it a little easier because those files were huge and it was twice the length of like uploading a video. It would take like 4 hours to upload a video, and then but before that I would have to encode it, so it would be like 4 hours waiting for that to happen. When you are finished this, are you going to do a randomizer of Link to the Past? I would like to. I don't know if I'm gonna do it right away, although it would make sense because I had just done it. I don't know. I do have a list. I actually posted a little video of the giant list that I've got. I want to beat all the games that I own basically on stream. I've got it set up so I can have like a start date, completed date, and everything. I do want to do Zelda 2 randomizer more. I do want to do a randomizer of this. I think I'll let this be a standalone run, and then later I want to do like a blast of all the SNES classic games and try and beat all, like, what is it, like 20 or 30 games on that. So I think maybe when I do a run of that, then I will... Let's turn that down a little bit more. Then I will maybe do it again. It's been so long since I've played it, and especially like being on stream and not thinking too clearly about what I'm doing. But anyways, it's been a while. I'm glad to see you're back at it. It's nice to be back at it. Oh, thank God he didn't steal my shield. Let's see. So the baby's big and fat. Can't wait for Secret of Mana. Yeah, neither can I. You're probably gonna tar and feather me for this one, but I've never actually beat it at all. I've played it a bunch of times. I've gotten sort of somewhere with it. That's chubby baby in the background. Yeah, I never got too far with it, but in baby news, if anybody's interested, he is huge. he was probably 2 or 3 months and getting bigger all the time the last time I was on here. But oh man, he's as big as me now. I feel like we took him to the doctor recently and they said he was 97th percentile for height and weight, which basically means that he's a basketball player at 6 months old. He's huge. We're getting back problems and stuff from carrying him, and he wants to be up all the time so he can see what we see, and it's just nuts. So basically our baby is giving us scoliosis. My spine is gonna be shaped like an S before he's in preschool. Baby should be player 2. Just the thought of that makes me want to tear up. It's like playing games with my kid. He just kind of getting in the mode of like nicer weather and trying to like get the day going and stuff. Like when I wake Julie up for school, putting on records and stuff, and like having him sit there and like when a record comes on and his face kind of like, oh, what's that? You know, like listening to Curtis Mayfield, or we had the Beatles on the other day and he like, a song came on and he like whipped his head around and was like staring at the speaker, and I started crying because I'm a big sop. But like I was like waiting for that moment, like when he was like in the womb still waiting to be born. I was like, oh my god, I can't wait to show him the Beatles. Just like sappy crying like a Hallmark made for TV movie. The baby who listened to Beatles, starring newly convicted Lori Loughlin. If you're still streaming when he's older, you should do family-friendly streams. That would be fun to do every once in a while. Especially since we live in a shoebox and there's no escaping the family anyway, so we might as well just stream together. It's a good gimmick, right? I'm pretty sure there's like a YouTube channel where it's, well, there's obviously a bunch of YouTube channels that do that, but there's one where it's just like the dad, he has a massive retro game collection. So he like plays games with his kids and just records their reactions, and it's just like, oh, they don't know how to play Zelda. It's like, of course they don't know how to play Zelda. Like, new games kind of fucking hold your hand. Zelda 1 is a confusing mess. It's amazing for that exact same reason, but I would love that. Yeah, it would be fun. I think maybe sitting down, not having the stream thing going. I think maybe if we did like separate videos on the channel where we would play games together, I think that would be fun. I need another microphone stand. I've got the one, but I kind of want to just have like mics overhead, kind of catching the sound. I might need a better mic. The one I have is like vocal recording, but it's more good for like, it's in your face and it captures the sound and it does good. It's good work. I really like the way that it sounds when I do the streams and stuff. It's actually some of the most compliments that I get about the channel is the fact that it's like I put a little bit of effort into the audio. I was like, well, first off, like I didn't have a webcam at the start. I do have a really shitty one now. That is kind of part and parcel of doing the music lesson stuff, because obviously you should be able to see what it is I'm doing. So I think I might incorporate that, but I'm still trying to just kind of get it set up and get Streamlabs set up so that I can kind of go in between. You know, it's really funny. I am not good at talking and playing anymore. I've been wandering around aimlessly. Okay, so this is drained. That's good. Let's kill some objects. It is I. Objects exist simultaneously in the worlds with similar shapes. If the form of a thing changes, it will affect the shape of its twin in the other world. I always think like, oh, does that mean secrets? Is there some kind of new secret? Like, no, idiot. The same thing you've done 100,000 times. I've been having lag problems with Twitch. Yeah, let me know if there's any kind of lag happening tonight. If you could, be so kind. Hopefully you're not having lag problems right now. Because that would mean I don't know what's going on with my own channel. But yeah, if you want to just at any point if shit's going haywire, me mostly, what did you do? What did you do? What did you do to deserve this? Get that water happening. Run, little boy. God, I am like, I'm so bad at this. I haven't played it in so long. Just picking up and starting at like the Dark World level stuff. Not going so well. But it's like a bicycle. You know, you never forget. You just fall off and scrape yourself really, really bad. I don't know. The text to be written is lagging. Yay, treasure. Oh, hurrah. I always really like this dungeon. I think this one might be one of my favorites. Basically, I don't know. Just like cool that it's like the water and you're changing the levels and stuff. I know generally a water level, and especially with Zelda's past with water temples in Ocarina, a little touchy subject, but this one I like. The 3D water level is just ridiculous, but this is a bit more, you can deal with it. Although I do remember getting stuck pretty hard, like many, many years ago. It's like at the end of the temple, and there's a part where you got to go behind a waterfall, but you can't really tell. Just you eventually will notice. Right. Majora's water level or Ocarina's water temple's worse? Here's another one you're gonna hate me for. I have never played Majora's Map. I know. It is on the list. I'll tell you that much. I do want to get it done because it is a crime that I haven't played it. Many people put it, you know, S tier or double S tier, and I've been meaning to play it for years, but I haven't been able to find a copy. So hopefully there's some kind of magical way that I can have disposable income and just buy retro games that I want to play because I want to play them. Third favorite Zelda and first favorite 3D Zelda. Yeah. Well, like, the fact that, like, I only know a little bit of the history of the development, but they basically gave them, like, a year. So, like, they took, like, okay, here's all the assets, everything from Ocarina, you have a year, good luck, and just, like, go. And it was, like, a rushed development, and the team, I don't know if it was, like, a smaller team or whatever, but they were just like, we need this game out for Christmas, like, next year. And they smashed it. I remember, like, I hadn't played it yet, and some people had played it, and they were kind of unsure just because it was such a weird Like, it was a direct sequel to Ocarina, but also, like, it was trying some shit. Oh, yeah. Sorry, somebody said, excuse me, you think Aghanim is bad. What about Saharashla? Which I still don't know how to pronounce. I just always kind of wanted to shy away from it because I don't know if it's like Aghanim or Aghanheim or something like that. And then, like, there's probably going to be that person in chat that shows up and is like,
actually, it's pronounced this way, and you shouldn't play it if you're not gonna do your homework. You're lesser than me.
You know, that kind of shit. Which, you know, is fair. I should probably do the homework, but yes, Saharashkala is definitely the worst. Probably the worst video game. Aghanim. Well, I'm glad we're getting the etymology. Or is it philology? I don't know. Somebody could word that for me. Thank you for doing the actually. Yeah, well. I mean, if I don't do it, somebody else will. Sahasrara. Like, that's not even... I just hope that that's, like, a bad translation of the Japanese. Where it's, like, somehow it's a mistake. And it was, like, his name's supposed to be Steve or something, you know? Oh, God. Okay. Hi, I'm Jim the Prophet, and I'm here to tell you about, the magic crystals. She lost a hat. That better not be serious.
Actually, it's pronounced foot.
Foot. You gotta kind of say it like your lips are being squeezed together. The F is silent. So is the rest. Ooh. Oh dear. So I'm trying a different controller. Unfortunately, my other one, it was so trusty for so long. But then I was having some major problems during the, I think it was the Zelda 2 randomizer stream. The evil sorcerer, Steve.
Hi, I'm Steve. I'm here to totally ruin everything and take over the world.
Yeah, it was a nice iBuffalo controller, which, like, I say nice, not like expensive. It was like 20 bucks or something like that, but it was really good. I really liked it. It felt very faithful to how a Super Nintendo controller handled. And I think it's on the fritz. I don't know. Maybe I can take it apart and clean it. Maybe it's just a little more sensitive, but oh dear. Gotta go back. Oh, farts. The evil sorcerer Jimbo in his right hand is a banjo. I adhere to give America free healthcare. I say give Link free healthcare. He clearly needs it. Game over. You know, I should probably get myself some fairies. Or something. Feel like maybe, since I'm playing so poorly, it will prevent me from game overing and help make things a little easier on me. I'm just trying to take the go easy on me defense. Stink needs a lozenge. Yeah, allergies year round. They never go away. They're just a part of me. Better part of my life from all the grunting. It's a really good sound that they get out of it when he gets hit. It's that little like. And you know, it was kind of. Oh, God damn it. I kind of found that the ocarina sound of him getting like hit or like when he dies or whatever was actually kind of reminiscent of that. It reminded me. I can do Link's lines perfectly. Hey, hey! Skank! Let me know if the sound levels are okay between the game. Make sure the game audio is not too loud and the mic is quiet or anything like that. Like I said, I was trying to get things set up and it's not always the easiest test that kind of stuff because it's like, oh yeah, no, I can record a video or I can see this or do that, but you never know how it's going to actually turn out until it's like happening, and then you just kind of make do. My top 3 Zelda games: Link's Awakening, Link Between Worlds, and Majora's Mask. Link's Awakening is really good. I played it for the first time maybe a little over a year ago. I played through the whole thing and beat it, and I was very impressed. I guess I kind of was, like, I heard good things obviously, but I guess I kind of didn't really think to take it like overly seriously because it was a Game Boy one. I don't know why. I just always thought, like, how good can it really be if it's on Game Boy? And boy was I stupid. Stupid wrong. It was a great one. I got right into it. Yes, the remake. I am very excited. I saw the little trailer thing that they did. Little teaser. And that got me really excited. So I do believe that's on the list as well. I want to beat it on stream, play it again. It would be really nice. Also, I was watching some videos of Vine Sauce. He's doing Oracle of Seasons right now, and that. Okay, so that whole thing, I did not realize that Capcom was involved with making Zelda games. I just learned that the other day at my local video game hut. There's a guy that's like really nice that we always talk to, and like we'll sit there for like a half an hour. It's like go there during the day, and he just sits and like we just chat and video game stuff. But he let me in on the skinny that there are Zelda games that are made by Capcom. I believe, what was it, Minish Cap was the first one? And then Oracle, or maybe it wasn't the first one, but I think that one's one of them. And then, or it might be another one. But I know the Oracle games are part of the Capcom series there. So that was like, what? And then watching the videos of him playing it, I'm like, man, this is like exact. Like they took all the music and they kept all the play of Link's Awakening, which was like a smart move on their part. Like they don't really have to do a whole lot to make a game. Like all the assets are already there from Nintendo doing it and doing it perfectly. Why mess with it? So. And apparently Nintendo was so impressed with how faithful they were to like the gameplay and the style and everything like that, that they were like, okay, here you go, here's the games, Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons. So I would really like to go through those as well, because it looks really great. My games I'm waiting for is Hollow Knight, Silksong, and Bloodstained. Yeah, Bloodstained is definitely something to be excited for. That game was a lot of fun. We played it at my buddy's bachelor party, actually. Because we were all, there was only like 4 or 5 of us just up at a cottage, and we basically just got drunk and hung out in the hot tub and played video games. That was all he wanted to do, and I was totally cool with that. That was fine with me. But yeah, we got a good couple hours of Bloodstained in there, and that was a lot of fun. Very addictive. And like Castlevania 3-ish with like just the play, and then like the switching characters and kind of having different playability because of the different characters you might be using. Like, all around really great. Unlike me at this is terrible. I feel horrible for the people watching. I'm gonna go get some fairies because this is stupid. Now, where the fairies at? I feel like I just had some. I have been playing the original Castlevania and now know the pain of Medusa heads. Medusa head pain is fatal. I hate those Medusa heads so much. There is a hallway leading up to like the second last boss fight, like when you're gonna go fight Death, and fuck that shit. It's Medusa heads and those like armored knights that throw. I can't remember if they throw the axe or the axe is just the best weapon to deal with them. Because again, that's been a long time since I played it. I was like doing runs of it, just trying to get through, and I was getting really, really good at it, and then I stopped. So now I suck. I'm stuck on the mummy level. Oh yeah. It's like if you don't get them like right away, then they pin you in the corner, and then you're fucked. And you're just like, yeah. Another game that's just, it's old, but it's a classic still. Like, it's still fun to play. People kind of like, I find people when they go back and play Nintendo games, they complain that it's like hard. Like, oh, this is like hard. Well, it's supposed to be hard. A game is not like, oh, I breathed oxygen and then I won. You know, like, what's the fun in that? Like, yeah, it's good to feel like all powerful, like throw on infinite ammo and infinite energy on a 007, you know, like GoldenEye, and just kill like 10,000 guys in the facility. That's nice every once in a while, but there's no challenge in that. You know, like, first level is so easy. Yeah, it's an easy level. It like gets you in, and you're like, okay, cool, I think I get the mechanics of the game. And then the next level is just like, fuck you, just drops the hammer on you. Take some rupees, but don't tell anyone that I gave them to you. Keep it between us, okay? Oh, 300. I play games like Don't Starve, which are hell-like. Don't Starve. I think I heard about that recently, but I know nothing about it. I just know that it exists. Yeah, sometimes I'm very informed. Oh, is this all gonna be rupees? I just got 99. I'm gonna go to... Oh, I can't go to the village yet. Fuck. I'm gonna forget about this. That's shitty. Okay. I know there's fairies around here somewhere in the light world. I'm gonna use this. Yeah, sometimes I'm very well informed. It's an overhead survival game. That sounds interesting. Sometimes I'm very well informed on things but it's usually things that have already happened. I don't have my finger on the pulse. Not like I did in the Nintendo Power days, where unfortunately I did not have a subscription. Nobody in my family saw the worth of it to like give me a magazine subscription that was just about Nintendo games. But my buddy Daryl had a subscription, and he had like every single issue pretty much. probably from like 1989 or 1990. I think he had probably every issue. So he would get it and he'd bring it to school, and then we'd go through it and just look at all the stuff and be like, oh man, I can't wait to see this game. I can't wait till it comes out. Like, that was some shit. Having to wait every month to find out a picture of a game, not a trailer. So many trailers that altogether there are 1 hour. Holy. Actually pretty cool. Why can't I remember? Oh god. It's this one, isn't it? There we go. What a mess. Come to me. Oh, I don't have any. Only 2 bottles? Where's third bottle? Got the bridge one, I got the guy one. I know that the final one's in that box. Where's the third bottle? 'Cause you can't get the last one just yet. But I feel as though I should be able to. Alright, let's just get through this stupid dungeon. Frig this dungeon stuff. So demeaning. Ugh. Coming for you, forces of darkness. Get out of my friggin' area. Alright. Oh, I feel like once you do it, like the water draining thing, it should just probably just stay that way, right? Like that would make sense for everyone involved. This would be a lot easier. I don't want to have to keep coming back here and talking to this skull guy. It's like is that a bubble? I think that's a bubble. Why is it called a bubble? Couldn't tell ya. It looks a bit more like a glowing skull. Okay. By the power, ice skull. Seriously? Do me like that? Not fair, but whatever. Alright, let's get my Zelda on. My skills back. Which, like, basically my skills are just run through the dungeon with 1 heart and tons of beeping and constantly going and then eventually I accidentally kill the boss. I actually always kind of feel like this when I start playing this game. I'm like, oh, I'm so good at this. And then I start playing it and I have none of the weapons, none of the armor, and it just feels a little bit different than I remember. So then I'm like, oh, I'm making all these mistakes and I'm getting fucked up. And I only have 3 hearts at the beginning, so I'm dying all the time. And I'm just like, I remember this being a much more pleasant experience. But it's usually like, oh, you're almost at the end of the game. You have all of the items. You have every single heart. You've been playing it for 20 hours at this point. So yeah, you're pretty good at it. I hate the ravens in Castlevania more than the Medusa heads. Yeah, I do not like those ravens. I would say like top 3 worst would be Medusa heads, ravens, and the fucking Quasimodo guys. Quasimodo guys are probably my least favorite, because if you don't kill them like right away, then you're done. They just fuck you up so hard. You have to like time it exactly so that like there's that one outdoor part of the level where you gotta the birds are dropping the Quasimodos on you, and you just gotta kind of time it so that you can hit them exactly, like be far enough away so that you don't trigger them, and it's just a fucking mess. But if you get the timing right and you fly through it, then it's like, okay, cool, next part, no problem. I hate the the dragon skull turrets. Yeah, those things. The timing is a bit easier to get on those, I think, than other stuff. Whoever watches this later is going to be like, I fucking hate this person, because I'm just wandering aimlessly and rambling about other games that are not this. But that's okay. Get angry easily for no reason, then maybe this isn't the place for you. I love that. Like, I'm glad I haven't had to really deal with any of that, but I've seen it a lot in other channels where people come in and just like try and berate the person that's streaming. It's like, idiot, you're the person that decided to watch someone else play video games. Like, what you are in control of your own destiny at this point. Like, you don't have to come in and tell somebody else how to do something. But I guess that's the power of the internet. Just feel like, oh, I can just sit and then semi-anonymously tell people what to do and to fuck off and like be weird and mean to them. It's like you get this little bit of adrenaline or whatever from it. Dopamine. Also those ghost things, which if you don't kill, then they will hit you like 3 times. Yeah, I forgot about those. Fuck. Might have to do a Castlevania 1 bad guy tier list. Oh my god! Oh my god! I love knocking these guys in the face with my hammer. It's just, there's something really satisfying about that. So I've wandered around. Did I make the water go up? Down. What did I do? Yeah, okay. I already did this. Knocked into a pity skeleton? That sounds weird. A pity skeleton? Although a spine is one of the few things he does have, he sure doesn't act like it. Pity skeleton. This season on NBC. Alright. I hate everything. I hate everything. I got knocked into a pit by a skeleton. The pain. The pain is real.
10 o'clock.
That's what it's like. That's you. That's what happens. When you're cruising along with your whip in Dracula's castle, and then out of nowhere, a car is parked and you weren't looking, and then you fly into a pit. The knockback. There's a part of me that's like, you know, that's just part of the game, you know, and it's an extra challenge. But then it's like, they purposely exploit that, and they start making like spots where they know that you're not going to be able to get by it. Enemies will spawn and stuff, and it's just such fucking bullshit. Hey, hey. Ooh, let me eat the heart of my enemies. So we've seen the same 6 rooms about 30 times. I think I keep forgetting to come down here and doing stuff. Oh, I got that key already, right? Yeah. Okay. Then I remember I went over here and found a locked door that I had not encountered before. So this might be where I met my end. Also, why do skeletons do half your health? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of that. There's those ones that are just like, oh, I'm content to just like throw stuff at you. But then there's the ones that jump around. I think they're the red skeletons. And seriously, fuck those guys. I hate those ones. It's the one room towards the end where you gotta go up the stairs, but you can't because the skeletons are there. Okay. Obviously, I'm getting a little pissed off here. Don't hurt me. Oh. I tried to push that block earlier and nothing was happening. Let's talk about feeling. When a skeleton punches me in the face, it hurts my feelings. Yeah, so why did that move now? I was pushing that, I pushed that 3 times, it didn't move. So there's your problem. Yeah, here's your problem. Being punched in the face by skeletons. Oh, that'll run you about 18 hundo. Nope, that's wrong. Everything's wrong. Everything is totally the worst. Alright, and I'm pretty sure that's the rupees over there, if I'm not mistaken. The trick. The clever ruse. I do believe I've got Castlevania on the list. It is one that I've always wanted to beat. I have gotten all the way to Dracula, to the part where he turns into a scary monster. Also, stairs are the worst thing ever. You think you can just walk up, but you have to press up. It's dumb. Yeah, I mean, it makes me mad because of how sketchy it is to get on the stairs sometimes, but I do understand why they need, like, okay, you're either going sideways or you're pressing up. So, like, I do understand that part of it, but also, like, don't press anything when you're on the stairs because you might fall through them and then you're dead. So there's that. That's cute. I love that. Really good look. Yeah, talking about it has kind of got me hungry for it. Yeah, I would like to share with you the list. The master list. I think I'm at like 174. That's including the games that I have already, like the runs that I've already done on stream. I will count duplicate runs. Like if I'm gonna beat this right now and then I beat it again on the SNES Classic. For stuff like that, yeah, I'll do different versions or whatever. But I've got most of the Final Fantasy games on there, except for the online ones, and 15 because I don't have a PS4. But I have pretty much all the other ones. And if not, I will get them. But that old games or new games too? I think the newest ones are like PS3. I fucked up. Fuck. Newest ones on the list are PS3. There's a good chunk of the ones that are on PS3 that are actually just from a Genesis collection. I think it's like Sonic's Ultimate Genesis collection or something like that. But it's got like a bunch of Genesis games, and then you unlock a bunch of Master System games too. So some of them are arcade style, which is fine. Like I'll just still do a stream of it, just to kind of be like, yep, I played it, ta-ra. But I do want to play through and beat a lot of those, just because I didn't give Genesis a whole lot of love as a kid. My buddy had a Genesis. That was pretty much all I ever played of it. It was like he had X-Men, which was an awesome game, but it was really hard. So like I kind of have a vendetta against that game. I really want to play it and try and beat it. Plants vs. Zombie April Fool's stream. I've got a bunch of the Zelda games on there. I want to think like the newest game on there, or I don't know. I've got a few. I got like I bought Assassin's Creed 3 for like $6 a couple weeks ago, and I tried it out because I had never played an Assassin's Creed game before, and I heard that one was really good because it's like, okay, you got your open world, and like I like colonial America stuff because I'm a history nerd, but it's like it's all right. I don't know. I get like the fun of climbing on the buildings and doing parkour and stuff. That's a ton of fun. But it is very like, I don't know. I get it. Maybe if I played the first two, I'd be more invested in the story, where it's like you're in a fucking computer and you're projecting your body into past lives. What the fuck? Like, I did not expect the storyline for Assassin's Creed to be so convoluted. I just figured it was like, here's some shit, here's a knife, go kill some guys, whatever. And it like threw me right in, because I obviously didn't start with the first one, I started with the third one, and it just went for fucking broke. Oh, Bets, no, don't, no. Ugh. So I got Sonic 06 April Fool's stream. Oh my god. If I could find a fucking copy of that, I would do it. Just, oh god. Watching videos of that, it's unbelievable. I can't believe they let that get made. On my 3DS, I have every Zelda game until Wind Waker. Wind Waker is one I definitely want to try. I've never played it, and I've heard very, very good things. And I like the exploration element. Like, they really take it to the next level, because obviously Zelda games are about exploration, but the fact that it's open world, open seas, that's very cool. I like that idea. Sailing around in a Zelda game, going and finding little islands and stuff. That is an attractive idea. for a game. I do like that. What else did I forget? Oh, I forgot to put Elder Scrolls on there. That will take a long time. I almost feel like just so that it doesn't get stale, I'll have to do shorter games, like have a list of like NES games and like Super Nintendo, like just regular games that I kind of want to play in between. Just try and split it up, because Oblivion, it's not still one of my favorite games just because like it hasn't aged as well. Like Skyrim kind of put it out of its misery, which I also have Skyrim. But man, God, it just I just loved Oblivion so much. I think maybe it was because it was the first Elder Scrolls game that I played. It just like, you know, just from the intro, you know, you do the thing and you're in jail and you escape, and then the emperor gets assassinated, and then it's like, okay, you're on your own, and they break you out of jail, and then you're just out of jail, and then you just leave the cave, and then it's like, go nuts. And I was like, wait, what? I can go wherever I want? Just go run in any direction? That was like, oh my god, I love this. I spent many hours playing that game. That one is like Final Fantasy 12 for me, where I've done like probably 3 files that are well over 100 hours. And I don't really get bored of it. I really enjoy that game. Multiplayer Skyrim, and it's beautiful. That would be something interesting. I mean, like you can do like quests, or is it just like a separate where it's just kind of you run around and have random encounters and stuff? Played that for over 300 hours. Yeah, and it's just insane that the games are just so big. It exists. Wow. So they're like, you know, there is method to Todd's madness in that way, where he's just like, I am God, so I'm gonna create a world. You know, like there, that side of it, it's like, okay, you definitely did, but like the games are so glitchy and stuff, but that's also kind of the fun of it. Like, you know, I'd say like for me 60 to 70% of playing an Elder Scrolls game is like, yes, I love playing this game, it's awesome, the stories are fun, the quests are fun, the gameplay is fun. The rest, like the 30% that's left over, is just waiting for something fucked up to happen. Like a fucking dragon skeleton literally just falling out of the sky for no reason. Or like, you know, opening a gate and having everybody in town spawn at the gate with you. And then they all kind of just mull around and then start walking to where they're supposed to be. And you're just like, what was that? what were you guys talking about before I got here? That kind of shit's funny, where it's just, you know, or like your NPCs that follow you around just randomly say shit or start talking or start doing things that are very inappropriate for the situation. You know, all the lovely things. I think I also loved Oblivion so much because of the idea of like the Oblivion gates and basically having a portal into Mordor where you like get your own like spooky, awful Barad-dûr tower to climb, and like you do it a couple times and then you kind of start to get bored with it because it is very much the same, and it takes a long time to go through it. But I also kind of wanted to do like map everything. Like I really wanted to try and find all of the caves and like explore them and everything. So when I got the special edition on PC for Oblivion, oh, fuck off. Fuck you. When I got the special edition, it came with a big map of Cyrodiil, and I got a little fine tip Sharpie and started marking off like where the stuff was. You know, because I'm a virgin. Should start making an indie list for streams. I should. I think that would please some indie developers and give me some exposure. And plus, like, it's just like with new music. Like I say this a lot. Like I feel resistant to playing new stuff sometimes or listening to new stuff sometimes. But there is good stuff happening out there. Like, new games don't necessarily mean bad games. Just a crotchety old man now. But I gotta stop myself from being that and being so set in my ways. Like, I'm 34 years old and everything after Super Nintendo is bad. Like, that is not a good way to live my life. Because then oh, cocks. See if I can kill these guys. Maybe like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, main game you're playing, and Thursday's a throwaway. Friday's indie spotlight. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Just trying to break things up a little bit. I was considering having that kind of thing where it's like having an evening for a throwaway or like a bad game, just playing it because it's bad, or having, I mean, not to like rip off Vine Sauce or whatever, but he's got Sunday showcase where it's like it's bad and that's the point. Here's this game, it's terrible, I'm going to put myself through hell because it's funny for you. And I mean, obviously he's not the only person in the world that does that, but I mean, we used to do that like when we were kids. Me and my friend Daryl, we would find the bad games and rent them to play them and just laugh at how bad they were. Like, very obvious one is Superman 64. When that came out, we saw the images of it and like Nintendo Power gave it like a 30. And we were like, they never, like, it wasn't a Nintendo game, but they usually don't. Oh, gosh. And I died twice to get. But they usually don't, like, you know, try and shit on games that come out on their system because they're like trying to sell their system. But Superman 64 came out and they were like, this looks like a game that isn't finished yet. And they showed pictures and it was just all fog and like you couldn't see anything. So we rented it, obviously, because we were like, this looks terrible. And it delivered. Like I played a lot of shitty games, but like there's some games that are shitty because they're not necessarily games, or there's games that are like they weren't necessarily meant to be played. You know, like stuff like on those like 100, what is it, the one that has like Cheetah Men on it. It's like the 100 games, but they all suck and they're just clones of each other and like bad bad clones of popular games and shit. Yeah, I will definitely consult you, STP, for any help on indies I should play. Being a variety streamer, I should play a variety of different games. But yeah, I've been considering putting Superman 64 on the list. I saw some of Mike Matei's playthrough of the game. And like, he was doing like 4-hour stretches of playing that game, and he played through it and beat it. Like, there is proof of it. It's on stream. And I don't know how he did it. He's like, to this, I think it was a couple years ago, and he's still to this day is like, that was the worst. That was the worst thing I've ever done. And he's played a lot of shit, and he's been a part of a lot of shitty games. You know, if you don't know, Mike Matei is part of like Angry Video Game Nerd crew, and like he was like there right from the beginning kind of thing. And the fact that he was like, I've seen some shit, and I challenged myself to beat Superman 64 on stream, and like it was like a five or 6 part stream. Like, imagine that. If you've ever seen any video of it or played it yourself for whatever horrible reason, it's just so bad. So like, try and picture this. The year, it's 1998, and you know, you're a kid, probably like 13 years old. I was at the time, and every time a new game is coming out for 64, you've been getting your hopes up because 3D. Oh, you can do this. You can move around. You can get into vehicles. You know, like, that was like unheard of. Oh my god, I can run around and then I can get into any car I see. That's amazing. That game turned out to be Body Harvest, and it was not good. But just the concepts are like, oh my god, this is gonna be amazing. So you're repeatedly just kind of getting your hopes up and then having your hopes horribly dashed. And Quest 64, I was so excited for Quest 64. I was like, finally an RPG on Nintendo 64. This is gonna be amazing. And it kind of was not amazing. I will probably play it. Just in that kind of same vein of like, you know, I just want to play it just to say that I played it, and beat it just to say that I beat it. But it is not a good game, really. But the idea of Superman having a 3D environment to fly around, go wherever he wants, do whatever he wants. He's friggin' Superman. He'll throw down, you know? I was like, I'm in. I'm so pumped. And then we started seeing the pictures, and we were like, apparently it's bad? Well, let's give it a shot. The first level, it just starts, like, just throws you in, and then you're just like, fly through rings. What? That's what? Maybe I read that wrong. Is that for real? Yep. You have 2 minutes. Fly through 100 rings all around foggy Metropolis. And that's it. And then it's like, you don't even get to like fight anything. Like, it's just like, oh no. So first off, you're not even really in Metropolis doing anything. You're in a computer simulation. Trapped by Lex Luthor. So it's like, oh, okay, you spend the last 5 minutes flying through rings, and you steer like a Pinto. Like it's just a huge boat of a car. You're not Superman, you're a Cadillac. So what happens? You fly through rings, and then evil Lex Luthor with his computer simulation that he can conjure up any scenario is like, look out, Superman. 2 people are about to get hit by a car. Better stop them. Like, you know, if you were really Superman, you'd be like, really? That's some weak ass shit right there. That's not very dastardly of you. Also, this is a computer, so like, it doesn't matter if I don't save them. They're not real people. So you do it, or you try to, rather, a bunch of times. If you fail, guess who's flying through those same rings again for fucking 10 more minutes? And you just keep doing that over and over and over again. And then you save them. Oh, perfect. What do I get? You guessed it. More rings. You fly through more rings, and then it's like another stupid little thing. It's like, tickle this bird. Like, it's just something that makes no sense and has nothing to do with being Superman whatsoever. And we didn't get any farther than that. We wasted our Jolt Cola and a lot of our youthfulness. I think that game took like 7 years off my life just that evening. It was so bad. So yeah, I think it would be a good idea to maybe throw that on the list just to say it's immersion therapy. I conquered my fear. What's worse, Superman 64 or Sonic 06? Huh. They're bad for different reasons, but then they're also bad for the same kinds of reasons. Like, both games should be so much better, given not only the source material and the concept, but like, you know, like it was like handed to them in both cases, and they fucked it up so bad. Where it's like, this has nothing to, like, you couldn't have gone farther from making an interesting game from the source material. Superman is bad because of unforeseen limitations with probably just a bad development. Like, it should have been a lot better than it was, but they like didn't put enough money into it or tried to rush it or whatever. Sonic 06 visually is a stunning game. Like, it looks really good. But it's just so, what the fuck? At least 06 at least has Sonic hankering with a human. Yeah, that's weird. Like, I guess there's weirdness factor in both, because why is Superman saving digital civilians from, you know, a car wreck? That's weird. But then, like, why is Sonic getting his freak on with a human? He's a hedgehog. She's a princess. It could never work. Just from 2 different worlds. Also, one is a cartoon. Like, one is clearly kept as a cartoonish hedgehog character, and then the princess is like made to be like realistic looking and human. Like, I have so many questions. You know what? I guess I would say between the two, maybe Sonic 06 is worse, because I feel like at that point, it's been almost 10 years since Superman 64. So there's a lot that's happened in that amount of time. in terms of game development and stuff like that. And like, I don't know, I just kind of feel like that much time has passed. We should know better by now. A wizard should know better, you know? That it just seems like taking this kind of bizarre twist on a game and making it like barely even playable whatsoever. Just wrong, you know? If it wasn't a Sonic game, that would make it a lot better. I feel like you could bump the score up a bit because it's not a Sonic game. So it's like, oh, it's like Jimmy the squirrel rat. Like, it's still really weird, but it's just like, well, whatever. At least it's not destroying a multi-million-dollar franchise. The fact that it is a Sonic game makes it so much worse. Another thing is it was highly anticipated. Yeah, well, it was like a 3D open world Sonic game. But like, I feel bad for Sonic fans. I know I'm gonna get yelled at for this one. I feel bad for Sonic fans because like Sonic hasn't been that great in the long run. Like, I feel like there was some really good titles right out the gate, you know? And obviously you're not going to be able to keep a franchise strong every single entry. I mean, even Mario has had his slip-ups. But like, I don't know. This is a very divisive thing to take a stand on. And I guess like I also haven't played every single Sonic game. But I feel as though there's a lot of just not great entries in it, and I feel like they were not taking the care that they did in the first few games. So then you're getting like kind of mediocre titles or just weird things happening. So by the time 06 comes out, you're saying like it's gonna be a Sonic game, it's gonna be open world, it's gonna be this and that, and people are excited and they're like, oh my god, finally, maybe this'll be this game that I've been waiting for. And god, I would have hated to see the faces of people who were like actually convinced it was gonna be a good game and were like so excited for it, and then playing that. Imagine paying like $60 for that game. Unbelievable. All right. The newest game was Sonic Mania, and it was outsourced. See, I wasn't sure what Sonic Mania was. I thought it was like a kind of like the Castlevania collection, what they're doing with that. I kind of thought it was something like that. But if it was it a whole new game? I guess I don't know. I didn't really pay. Again, sorry, not a huge Sonic fan. I wasn't racing out to get it, but I heard good things. Yeah, it was great. Yeah. I heard good things about it, but. Stink. Because of you, I can escape from the clutches of the evil monsters. Thank you. Triforce will grant the wishes of whoever it touches. Or whoever touches it. I mean, either way. As long as that person lives. That is why it was hidden in the Golden Land. Only a select few knew of its location. But at some point, that knowledge was lost. The person who rediscovered the Golden Land was Ganondorf, the evil thief. Luckily, he couldn't figure out how to return to the Light World. Well, remember that you have magical powers which only the hero can make the most of. There are some other magical warping points like the one you saw on Death Mountain. By using them, you can go between the two worlds and find the evils hidden in the Dark World. You are the only one who can destroy Ganondorf, the thief. No, Ganon, the evil king of darkness. Do you understand? Yes. May the way of the hero lead to the Triforce. Sonic Mania was a game made by an indie studio, was a whole new game, and it was better than every Sonic game from the last 2 decades. All statement, but I also believe it. Unfortunately, there is that moment. It doesn't always happen, doesn't always come. But I mean, every once in a while, you gotta save a franchise from its creator. George Lucas, Chris Carter with X-Files. That last season was kind of weird. I feel like it maybe should have ended after like the 5th or 6th season. You know, if anybody's an X-Files fan, we can argue all day and night about that. But like, I did enjoy the other episodes, don't get me wrong, but there was a point when like there was no point anymore. They had their alien invasion stuff kind of wrapped up, and then what next? There was nothing. So I remember David Duchovny leaving the X-Files, and I can't remember if it was like story related that he was leaving and they publicized it that way, or if he was like actually like kind of fucking done with this. I don't really want to do this anymore. But if you haven't watched the X-Files, please do it. It is an amazing show. You got to kind of go into it with it's like, okay, it's very silly, and then it gets really, really fucking good. Like season 3, 4, and 5 is like some of the best TV still to this day. All right. We've got the hook shot, so now we can explore the whole wide world. And guess we can try and find some heart containers and Shiite. Oh dear, that was unexpected. Hey. Get away from me! Ah, yeah. I watched Big Lebowski semi-recently. Hadn't seen it for a few years. It is a... I just love that movie so much. Jeff Bridges is... I wonder how much of that is like... How much of that was like in the script and how much of that was just him being him. Because I feel like if he wasn't already that role kind of transformed him into that. Another thing where I insist, like, if you haven't seen it, you definitely should. A great movie. So I have a question about how the music section will work. Yes, go ahead. Basically, like, I want to set it up so the first half hour is just like, we set it up kind of like a lecture / workshop where I will take questions from people, but basically, like, I'll just have a general theme or concept to talk about music-wise. And then we'll have, like, I'll have my guitar, and I'll also have the music program Sibelius open so we can look at what the music actually will look like or sound like. And yeah, so basically it's me kind of taking part of my time streaming for the evening and just kind of teaching. Whoever wants to stop by and look at stuff and hopefully learn something and maybe stick around, you can. I mean, I'm not going to do a separate channel for it, even though it might make sense just because it's thematically kind of different. But I don't know. I kind of think that the idea that it's like there's a separate like pre-show that's about music and it's different, I think that's kind of just more interesting. It's, you know, there's something else completely different happening, and then people who want to stick around and end up like liking the video game portion where we just sit and talk about shit, you know? That's somebody that wouldn't have necessarily found the channel in the first place, but they're like, oh, I like this, and then, oh, they're doing this afterwards. This could be fun. And vice versa. There could be somebody who's here, you know, for the video game stuff, and then they end up learning about music and kind of liking it and becoming a part of the community. It's always been kind of trying to find ways to make this a bit more interesting and community driven. So I think having something where I'm talking about something that I'm also passionate about and trying to get people kind of passionate about it, or people who are passionate about it, that's me a bit. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the target audience for what I'm trying to do, is people who are interested but don't necessarily know how to ask for help or what to ask, or, you know, oh damn, like there's a lot of people out there that specifically, like, I'm thinking of people that are like guitar players that are kind of feeling stuck. People that want to write songs but don't know how, or people that are writing songs and they feel like maybe I'm just writing the same song over and over again, because that's something that happens. So it's gonna be like theory focused, but I kind of want to take it in a direction where it's taking the stigma out of music theory, because music theory is something that scares a lot of people off, which, like, it shouldn't. You know, if you want to learn how to play music, learning how to speak the language is an important part of that. Good at just randomly writing a song on the spot. Well, one thing I always say about learning music theory is being able to, like, if you play something or you write something and you're like, damn, that was good, being able to identify why that works, then you can recreate that. It's not just a fluke. You know, sometimes you go and do the same thing and it doesn't work in the same way, and you're like, well, why doesn't it work? Or you can take the same thing but twist it in a certain way and make it a little different, and then it's something completely new and exciting and crazy. I don't know. I love music. I love music theory a lot. I like talking about it, and might as well just throw that on the channel and make it a part of it. I'm more of a singer and a pianist than guitar. See, that's one thing. It kind of started out like I'll have guitar focused stuff. I'll be approaching it from a guitar player perspective, but it doesn't mean that you won't be able to get something out of it. Like, I don't want to frame it as, oh, it's guitar lessons. It's like music lessons. It's music coaching. It's songwriting workshops. It's that kind of thing where you're going beyond like what you play specifically and just let's talk about music and how it works. So yeah, basically it'll be like a half an hour at the start of the stream, and yeah, I'll just kind of have like a topic of the day or whatever, and I'll upload it separately to a separate YouTube channel for M-File, and all the stuff will be there or on the website, and the website will be having like articles. I still have a lot to write, and I still have a bit of code to figure out for the exercises that go with the articles, but I'm happy with the way things are going. And also I'll be sub to that YouTube. Well, thank you. Perfect. Number 1. For now, trying to get people to sign up, not just for, you know, YouTube or socials or whatever, but I'll be offering like online, like remote kind of one-on-one coaching and stuff, and trying to do my own lessons in my own way. I'm kind of done with working in a music studio with a boss or a kid or a parent who doesn't know shit about music telling me what to do and how to do it. And like I said before, teaching people that don't really want to be there is kind of soul sucking. So if I can find the right audience for what I want to do, then that's so much more rewarding. It makes me want to spend that time doing it, and then it doesn't feel like work at that point. So fingers crossed I can kind of get things working, and I feel like this is a good way to kind of ease people into that idea, having a live stream where I talk about it and everything, and then get people interested and they check it out and they can sign up or they can not. I mean, simple as that. But let me see the door. Always, also the ways you show Hoot, remember the staff are super helpful. Right. Yes. Alright, I am going to Spooky Village to spend some of my money since I have so much. Or is it that you get a bunch of money here? There's a game. There's a game around here somewhere, right? The treasure box one. You get a there we go. All right. May I help you? You can open 2 chests for 30 rupees. Yes. Perfect. Give me my money back. Should get the next sword upgrade. Yeah, this is like the point where you can get so much done. There's like tons of stuff that's accessible now. I can like only sort of, it'll come to me as I wander around aimlessly. Oh, that's good. Back I go. Playing the chess game. Yes. Perfect. 1 arrow. Wow, I never had an arrow before. Oh, yeah. That was like the thing I usually get from here. 1 sec here. Sorry about that. All right. 1 more beautiful piece of heart. I think there's just the one here. But next 32 more heart pieces to go. What the? Bitch ass bitch. What is it? There's like the arrow game somewhere. There's digging. I know that. Down there. There's another heart piece with that. Oh, I'm... fuck. This is gonna be like 300 rupees. I picked the wrong time to come here. Because I'm like full money. Full money party. On one of those like Facebook things, it's like, oh, what's your blues musician name? Where it's like takes like the letter and the number and your last name, initial or whatever. Was remembered it was Old Money Bailey. Old Money. Continue, please. I'll drink the Kool-Aid. Get 68 heart pieces in total. Oh, I can't get it yet. Wait, is that like 68 pieces? Oh, cocksmith. I can't do it yet. Where do I get the... Yeah, because the heart pieces are the ones you get, but you... There we go. Well, howdy, Light Worlder. You look like a straight shooter. Want to try your skill in my shooting gallery? 5 shots for 20 of you. You're as sharp as I think you are. You stand a rake in the rupees. Oh, you make money from this? Nope. 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 Should've stayed home today. That was so bad. Really? I got so much skills. Do you just win money with this? Come on. Yeah, okay. Oh, wow. Okay, so really not good at this. Just leave with my head in my hands. Only 20 heart pieces. Yeah, I was gonna say that estimate is very high. Very, very high. The easiest... Whoa. The easiest bow game is... Yeah, Ocarina of Time. Makes me feel like a big man when I play that, because it's like, yeah, I'm so great, I'm so fast, I got the fastest hands in the West. But dig party, 80 rupees to play. Let's dig. The randomness of it kind of makes me mad. The remake with gyro. Yeah, I haven't actually like we got it for Julia. She's got the 3DS. But I haven't really played it. Kind of made a point of not playing it. Just because she kept asking like, what do I do? Do this for me. When she first started playing it, I was like, no fucking way. Nobody help me. You figure it out on your own. But she started really liking it once she finally got through the DQ tree. And she was just kind of running around, checking shit out. Yeah, I never actually played with the gyro or anything. I imagine that's kind of fun. It would probably take me a minute to get used to it, because I haven't really done that. And new things freak me out because I'm a stinky old man. What's this gyro? In my day, we had the C buttons, and there was 4 of them. Stuck on the forest temple. The forest temple was tough, just because it was like, you know, it was the first of the big new dungeons, and even getting to it was kind of weird. Like the first time, I was kind of like, it was tough to get to, just because there was so much new shit and it was crazy, and it took me a while to like get all the way through, and then I was like, oh man, there's a dungeon back here. And yeah, like all the stuff with the shooting the paintings, and it was an awesome dungeon. I did not understand that shooting the witches made them pop out. Yeah, that was that took me a little while to figure out. Oh wow, thanks for the money, cuz. Holy shit. Red rupees galore. Where my heart piece at? Come on. You can do it. Show me the funny. Okay. I hope you kids like diggins. This is what we're doing. All day, all night. Digging, alright. Only the Master Quest of Ocarina of Time did I need to look things up. So what is different about the Master Quest? Is it kind of the same as in the original Zelda, where it's like they switch everything around? Because I've beaten the original Zelda a couple times. I've never done the second quest. I get to that point and I'm kind of burned out on playing the game a bit. And then I'm also kind of like, I don't know where anything is and this is frustrating, so I just need some time off, and then I never come back. Changes the puzzles and change item placements. Yeah. So it's like in the original when they did the Master Quest. That's cool. I think I actually have a Ronald McDonald of that one somewhere. That would be fun. I think probably just because like I remember everything so well, or at least fairly well, for Ocarina of Time, just because I spent so much goddamn time playing it. Kind of like how like Zelda 2, I feel like the Zelda 2 randomizer, I have a totally legit copy. It is absolutely the legitimatest. The mosting legitimateness. Yeah, I saw some stuff with the Ocarina of Time randomizer, and that was pretty crazy. Actually, again, it was Vine Sauce. Pretty much the only streamer I watch like regularly. Just he's very entertaining, and he does like lots of weird shit. I did not take it from the internet. I mean GameStop. Yeah, Vinesauce did a run of like a Ocarina of Time randomizer, and it did some crazy shit. Like he was randomizing all the text and everything. So then that made it even harder because he wasn't even sure what he was interacting with. Like it would randomize the text and then it'd be like whatever, and he wasn't sure what he was agreeing to. So there was more than a few things he was kind of like running into trouble with. It was pretty funny. And then he got into the last dungeon and they were doing something crazy. He like something fucked up happened and he like warped through a wall, and then he was like in this like dark zone, but it was like still like all the boundaries were there. There was like a boundary break, but like all the boundaries of stuff were there, but you couldn't see anything. It was just Link and blackness. So he was trying to like navigate around, and it was fun. Watched people play 4-player Ocarina of Time. Oh. Would it kind of work like 4 Swords Adventures or something? The items were between 4 players. I want to dig. When this kind of thing happens and you keep doing it and hoping that RNGesus will bless you with a brand new art container, but then he doesn't, and then you start getting nervous, like maybe the game's broken, maybe something's not working. Because it's like, just think, I've done this a bunch of times now. I probably should have found it by now. You start second guessing yourself. There's a randomizer and all 4 had different players' items. Oh my god. That sounds like a nightmare. I thought Zelda 2 randomizer was bad. Although somehow I feel like that one is just perfect. I guess I'm just biased. But Zelda 2 randomizer I feel is the best randomizer. Just like from what I've seen people play and stuff, like there's just something about it where it's like the game somehow lends itself perfectly to be randomized. Oh yeah. Need to tell about the time when the gods spited me. I was playing Earthbound. Were you doing an Earthbound randomizer? I think you might have been doing one like back in February, was it? We were talking about it. That would be fun, but also kind of crazy. Farming for the Sword of Kings. Oh. I know all about that. But farming for the Sword of Kings in Earthbound randomizer or regular? Playing Earthbound, farming for the Sword of Kings. Oh god. What an experience that was. Although it made it all the better when I did finally find it. Having that experience recorded on stream was pretty gratifying. But also like everyone saw like this horrible like destroyed part of me. Well, also with the randomizer as well. I got pretty easily, but on my way to Omega Starman, 2 more dropped. You got more than 1? If only there was a way to equip. Have Pooh equip the Genji gloves and have him equip 2 Sword of Kings. I have pictures. That's friggin' amazing. More than one Sword of Kings. I didn't even think that was possible, but I guess it is a random drop. So it's not like there's only one Sword of Kings. It's just super rare to get even one. Well, that's just completely insane. I'd like my heart container now, please, and thank you. 1 in 122, yeah. That's a number, that's a ratio that has haunted my dreams since I was 10 years old. I want to dig. Get me that heart container. I mean, I don't know why I'm obsessively digging for this. I killed like 40 superstar men. You killed 468. Yeah, I killed a lot. It was awful. But I mean, good for you or whatever, I guess. I guess things that don't happen directly to me are also good. Sorta. Good things can happen to other people and still be good. Wait. Where my heart at? Where my heart at? Don't worry, I was farming for Gutsy Bat. Farts. I got my pain share. Yeah, I really don't. I know we talked about this before when I was playing Earthbound, but how do you get Gutsy Bat? Like, how is it that you can reset the counter? Because there's only those 3, right? Those 3 Krakens in Magicant. And like, as far as my understanding goes, you can't use the teleporting thing to get out of there. Once you get to the Sea of Eden, you're in there. So there's no real way to get back at it, you know? Like, reset the game entirely. Oops. Yeah, that's a fucking pain. I wouldn't want to do that. I'm fine with like legendary bat or whatever it is that you get. All right, I'm gonna do one more shovel game and then I'm gonna just take a quick bathroom break. Four chances of 120. That is ridiculous odds. I've never got it, and I don't think I ever will. 4 Krakens in the game. Yeah, that's crazy. Perfectly fine with that normal, super powered bat that you get. I mean, once you get to the end of the game, like, Ness is pretty overpowered already. Like, the, going back to 1-et can be a little more tough just because the spells that the fucking guys cast are ridiculous, but all right. I will be right back momentarily. Please and thank you.
I asked for a bad guy, and he gives me Michael Jackson? I can't take it anymore!
All right. Thanks for waiting patiently. Let's get back to it. So we dig and dig and dig some more. Just wonder why we're even digging at all. I got a bit of sun today, and I think it made me sleepy. I even took a nap so that I'd be like awake for this, but my body is a little bit sore. I'm just getting old. I can't cut the grass like I used to. We have like no lawn. It's like this tiniest like postage stamp of a lawn. I think there's a song that goes with this. Oh, are you talking about the clip there? Yeah. From Moonwalker. Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. I had it on VHS as a kid. I think watching it is probably one of my earliest memories. I would watch it like every single day. And man, I can't imagine how bad that must have screwed me up. It's amazing. There was a time when we were hanging at my house and we indulged in some mushroom-like activities, and everybody went to bed and it was just me and my buddy. And I was like, man, I gotta show you this. And I put it on, and he like didn't believe what he was watching. He was like, there's no way this is like, this was real? This, like, somebody made this? This came out? I was like, oh yeah, man. It's like, just you wait until the part where Michael Jackson turns into a robot and fights Joe Pesci, who wants to give drugs to children. Amazing. I wish I could have been in that meeting, that pitch meeting. Alright, so here's the scoop. We got Michael Jackson. Oh, is he gonna sing and dance, put on a little concert? No. A shooting star will turn him into a robot superhero. And he will have machine guns, and he can turn into a car, and a super space jet, and Joe Pesci is gonna dress like Michael Jackson's. He looked like a guy. He was like the head of Warner Music or something at the time, I think. Frankie DeLeo. He was in Wayne's World. The guy at the very end who's Mr. Big. When Cassandra's band is trying to get signed and they beam the Wayne's World episode into his limo. That's the real guy. So Joe Pesci is dressed like this guy, which makes me wonder, like, is this like did he somehow get away with calling the guy who's like the head of his who held his record contract, like saying he wanted to give drugs to children? And it's bizarre. It's very bizarre, but it's also amazing. It's part of the Smooth Criminal music video. So the music video for Speed Demon, which that claymation thing I showed earlier here, it's
I asked for a bad guy, and he gives me Michael Jackson. I can't take it anymore.
I love that. So Michael Jackson is being chased by claymation characters through a studio, and then he finds a costume center, like warehouse, and he dresses like a rabbit, puts on a leather jacket, and then he becomes claymation, and then they chase after him, and he's riding a rocket cycle and gets a jetpack and stuff, and it's the Speed Demon music video. It's like 10 minutes long. So then that's over, and you're like, whoa, that was crazy. I don't think this can top that. And then, you know, the robot thing with Michael Jackson happens. And then it turns out that whole thing is like a half an hour long movie around the music video for Smooth Criminal. So, I mean, you gotta give it to the guy. He knew how to... I don't even know what it is that he did, but he was doing it. Just shattering expectations and pushing the envelope of like what it meant to release a song or an album, or I don't know. I guess in a way that was sort of like the first like visual album. I know that's kind of a thing that's going on. Speaking of which, if you haven't watched it already, the Bash Brothers on Netflix, Lonely Island released their kind of send-up of this visual album thing, and it's them dressed as baseball players from the 80s who made a rap album, and it's probably the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Those guys are too fucking good. They're way too funny, and their music is amazing, and it's just like so unfair. I need to be friends with them. Please be friends with me. I have so many funny things that I will try and pitch to you, and you guys won't want to have anything to do with. So please be my friend. Let me be that guy that's like, you have your group. You have your group, and you know, I'm the guy on the outside who thinks he's on the inside, and I'll like screw everything up, and you'd be like, ah, dingus. Be like covered in mustard, and like, oh no, the president's on his way here, and I burned the Declaration of Independence by accident. Ah, dingus. Damn it, why do we keep this guy around? I was watching you when you were a supple young streamer. Well, thank you. Thank you. I don't know how supple I was back in December. Oh, digging. I'm kind of getting pissed that I haven't found this fucking heart container yet. Because it is random. Like, it's not like there's a spot that's gonna be more likely that I find it. I was watching the Dino Erotica video. My crowning achievement. Yeah, that. Thank you for showing me. My eyes are open now and they can never be closed. That was something I did not know existed. Did not need to know existed. Now that I know it exists, that's all I think about. Taken by the T-Rex is the only thing that gets me in the mood anymore. Taken by the T-Rex. It really just goes to show you, like, you can make anything and people will buy it. Suddenly my idea for like music and songwriting coaching doesn't really sound so crazy. Like, I try and explain this to people and they're like, yeah, but like, who's gonna pay for that? And then like literally next second they're on Amazon buying a book where a T-Rex fucks a cave woman. It's like, oh yeah. Before sleep, I have to hear the supple screams of the sexy T-Rex. It's a bizarre concept. I don't know why. Make a song about the T-Rex. I feel like that would be getting into territory that, like, what? I'm not gonna get too into detail, but there's a lot of questions that I would need answered about the physical. Never mind. Just how's that shit work? You know, like. You don't gotta get into it, but I mean, I have a lot of questions. Making a song about it is only gonna just... I think it's just best for everybody if I don't think about it. Everyone can go about their lives like they did before we knew that romance novels involving T-Rex, cave women, sexual intercourse were a thing. But like I said, people will buy anything. If anybody out there in the future is watching this video and you have a business idea and you think, I don't know, it's like, maybe it's not a good idea. Maybe I shouldn't do it. Somebody fucking wrote Taken by the T-Rex. Somebody wrote that. Bestseller on Amazon sex T-Rex fan fiction. So just think about that. All right, I'm gonna do one more and then I'm gonna head out for the night. I'm kind of beat, but it's nice to get back at it. We're gonna get back into the swing of things. Hopefully I can get shit figured out with webcam and getting Sibelius on the computer, and we can have ourselves a music learning party. You wrote a ditty. I'd be happy to hear it. I am going to reinstate at some point the Lazy Shell website, It's just that basically that was the one that was paid for. So I switched over the domain to mfile because I mean it's the business website. So it seems like it would be more useful to have a business website going with a real domain than a silly website for sharing pictures, but I will make a free version and I will put it back. And
Salted pork.
we'll have it. If you have it, you can hear it. If you hear it, you can have it. All right, well, thanks for coming and hanging out. All y'all are lovely, lovely people. Really appreciate it. I missed streaming, definitely. Happy to be back at it. And I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully around 8:30. As always, this will be on the YouTube channel, Lazy Shell. I don't know if you could possibly search that up. It might still come up as this, but we got all the Ricketa Racketa and all the social stuff. You can find it on Twitter at the Lazy Shell 42. All right. Well, good evening, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks a lot for hanging.